Today I'm going to show you how to detail a semi-truck during winter. Hey everyone, it's Ryan here from Mobile Detailing Secrets, where you'll find valuable information on how to be successful in the mobile detailing business. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and get regular updates that will help you through your journey. So, let's jump into it. So here we go. Start by making sure that you have all your lights with you and all your safety gears. You want to be working in a very safe environment. You want to make sure that you start the engine and turn on the AC to just to heat up the cabin, especially if it's like really cold outside. The next step is to make sure that you do a pre-assessment or an inspection. You should be opening up all cabinets and shelves, any ovens or fridges. Best practice for this is to make sure that you let your customer know in advance to clear and take their personal belongings with them. This will save you a heck of a lot of time before you even start your work.
Remember to set clear expectations with your customer. Remember that you can't remove all the imperfections in their vehicle, so you're there to keep it clean and recondition it as best as you could. So later I'll share with you 3 tips on how you can keep a customer for life, so stay tuned. So this is how I set up my vacuum. So if you have a longer hose, then you don't have to set it up like this. But I love this rigid 5.0 peak horsepower 4-gallon vacuum. It's been through a lot of use and abuse for sure from my side, but I've been using it for about 3 years now without fail. And that's the thing about this business. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to have the most expensive equipment. Just go for something that works, and that will keep you, successful. Now comes the part where you clean and sanitize. So I have everything ready, from microfiber cloths to my brushes to my all-purpose cleaner and my steam cleaner as well. So the key here is to make sure that you have everything handy, everything ready to go easy access. You don't want to be going up and down the truck because first of all, it's a safety issue, and second of all, you'll be wasting a lot of time if you do that. There's a couple of ways that you could clean and sanitize the surfaces. Right here, I'm just simply spraying the all-purpose cleaner to a microfiber cloth and then just wiping down surfaces. Later on, I'm going to show you the other way where I'm going to be using the steamer. Now, if you see smudges like this and stains or grease on surfaces, one of the best ways to remove it actually is by using a magic erase. You can buy this anywhere, very cheap. All you need to do is just spray a little bit of the APC on the pad, and then just just scrub it to the surface that you wanted to treat, and there you go. It easily lifts up those stubborn stains. So another way to clean and sanitize your surfaces is by using a steam cleaner. I actually prefer this method because especially when you're working in the freezing cold and it's most surfaces are frozen, the steam would easily lift any dirt, contamination, or grease in the areas that you're working in. It also works well if you use a combination of the APC, spray a little bit of the APC on the surfaces, and then you use the steam afterwards. So now we're into cleaning the carpets. As you see here, I'm just spraying my all-purpose cleaner. If I have a stronger diluted APC, I'd use that, especially if the carpets are really in bad shape or very soiled. And just leave it for a few minutes, about 1 or 2 minutes for the APC to react to the surface, and then just use your drill brush. Work one section at a time to make sure that you don't miss any areas. A rule of thumb is to, when you're cleaning semi trucks, is to start from top to bottom inside out. So this will make sure that you're not cross-contaminating any areas that you've already finished cleaning or detailing. In my experience, the best way to clean door jambs is by using an APC that is diluted a little bit stronger. Usually use 5:1 dilution, and then I just follow it up with a steamer. So in wintertime, it's the best technique to get all those all grease and dust and mud buildup easily off and lifted from the door jamb. careful when you're cleaning up the dashboard. There's a lot of instruments and dials that's very sensitive. The way I do it is I just spray a little bit of that APC, follow it up with a steamer or a brush. The key is make sure that when you're steaming it, the steam nozzle is not too close to the instruments or the panels. Otherwise, it will either damage some of the instruments and also leave that haze, behind the plastic or the glass instrument panels, and you don't want that because that's going to be so hard to remove once it's there. So just pay extra attention and just be a bit careful, because there's a lot of controls and dials in this area. Cleaning the seats depends on what type of material the seat is made of. So if it's a cloth or a canvas, then you just have to use a different technique. If it's a leather, then again, you can use the steam for that. For this particular job, I just used an all-purpose cleaner, sprayed all over the seat itself, and then wait for a few minutes for it to interact with the material, and then just follow it up with a drill brush. And then I want to make sure that I wiped it down after, because I don't want it to be too saturated. So now we reach the part where we need to protect the surfaces. We need to make sure that we have all of our materials and chemicals, so you don't have to go back and forth and waste time. So I have here I have finishing brush, a fine microfiber towel, some dressing, quick detailer, and a glass cleaner. So what I'm doing here, I'm just squirting a bit of dressing in the brush, and then just applying it to areas that a microfiber cloth can't reach. And then once I'm done with, follow it up with a microfiber cloth, and that should do the trick. So, like what I told you guys earlier, there's a couple of ways that you could really leave a lasting impression and keep a customer for life. For the most part, I use this as cardinal rules whenever I would have a job, especially if it's a new customer. So you want to make sure that you leave that really great first impression, and just create raving fans out of that first experience with your service. So first thing that I do is I tell the customer. So in this step, I pretty much tell the customer in detail the things that I did. And the reason we do this is pretty much making sure that we meet all of their expectation. It also leaves a very strong sense of professionalism with the service that we do. So make sure that you tell the customer about all the things that you did in your service. Now, the next rule that I follow is I always make sure that I impress the customer. Now, I just wanted to clarify, this is not about being too overconfident or being arrogant. Instead, it's doing something extra to make sure that you leave that wow effect. So you can start off by doing something that you're not supposed to do, and you can mention to the customer, yeah, hey, Mr. Customer, I noticed that your door jamb were really dirty, so I cleaned it up for you. You don't have to worry about it. There's no extra pay. I just want to make sure that you're happy with my service. Something simple as that would definitely leave a memorable experience with your service. The last thing I do is I always make sure that I praise the customer. I want to leave a genuine thank you. So thank yous go a long way. This is also the perfect time for you to ask your customer to leave you a review. It can be a Google review, it can be on your website, it can be in the social media that you're using. You have to remember that reviews are the modern word of mouth, and word of mouth helps build your reputation, which in turn improves your revenue. So it's a win-win for all. So don't forget to praise and thank your customer. So just remember tip, TIP. Such a simple way to remember how to finish off your service and keep your customers for life. have it, guys. If you found value in this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And always remember that with hard work and persistence, anything is possible.